installment of What the Fuck Is Your Credit Looking Like? I am your girl, Coach Misty. This week we are talking about personal credit. I've been bringing y'all personal credit. Wham bam, thank you, ma'ams. Since last month, shout out to the people who are actually using the program, who actually watch the videos. And yanks, you said life has been lifing, but you're still here. Marquita said, "I miss you, Coach Missy. Like life ain't been life because you still here, girl. Bye." Listen, I came home to be with my side piece. Don't ask why I'm singing that song. I don't even have a main piece to have a side piece, but here we are. Listen, guys, today is day 3 of your free masterclass. I'm trying to give y'all free credit stuff every month until you hoes get it together and get it right and tight. You know what it is. If you would like to get more information on my Glow Up program, hit me up. Okay, call me. Ooh, when you need me. Don't call me, text me. Fred, it's a dress. Oh, I'm out here on some bullshit today. It is 112 degrees in Dallas. And I got on this dress. I bought this dress almost 2 years ago from Sheen. And I ain't never wore it before. And if I stand up, you're gonna be like, girl, sit down. Have a fucking seat. Have several. It got rips and holes. Like you can literally see all my thigh meat. I'm gonna go to the I'm gonna go to Oak. I'm gonna go to what is it? Cracker Barrel. I want to go to Cracker Barrel. I'm gonna go to Cracker Barrel. It's 113 degrees. Thank you. And I'm gonna go to Cracker Barrel with this shit on. And I'm not gonna grease up my feet because I think greasy feet in the summertime is wild. So they're gonna just catch this ash. But y'all didn't come here for that. Go ahead and get your notebooks out. Let's talk some credit. And I'm gonna answer some questions and I'm gonna go on about my business. Thank you. Hmm? Y'all remind me to go to the hair store and give me some more hair bleach. Okay, because when I go to LA, now I ain't gonna say when I go to LA, I can have a hat on. It don't matter because I'm going to Crip Walk with Kendrick and all the people in LA. But when I go to Philly at the end of this month, when I go to Philly, if I never knew the girl next door would have been you, baby. I would have been nice to you, a little more kind of you. I'm gonna be outside in Philly, but when I go to LA next week, I'm just going. I can have on a hat. Okay, it's not friend. Hey, every live then. I'm just going to see Kendrick. Then step that way, step this way. That's all I'm doing. I'm going in. I'm going out. But baby, when I go to Philly, you're so now. I'm gonna be in there. So let that goddamn Zion. I need you to order body wash lotion bottles if it ain't none at your house, Lord. I don't know what's here. Let's get into it. What up, Dip to Deacon? Let's get into it, y'all. All right, y'all. So today we're gonna talk about what is really on your credit and let's put it together. Let's pull it together. All right, today I want you to face your credit report with clarity and confidence, right? I am here to educate you. We're going to normalize the fear behind credit. And as always, I'm going to tell you about my DIY credit glow up kit. If you're ready, say you're ready. What's really on your damn credit, okay? What's really on your damn credit. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't even know what's really on your damn credit. All right? Y'all ready? Let's get into it. So, let's get into it. First of all, Naria Ranking and scene. If you have been avoiding your credit report like an ex you blocked, but still check on it, this live is for you. Huh? How many of y'all still check on the ex that you blocked? How many of y'all got Credit Karma on your phone? It's on your phone. You don't check it all the time, but sometimes you peek at it. How many of y'all got those bank accounts that it tell you at the bottom, like, hey, your credit score that went up? Listen, listen. This credit score that went up and it went back down. How many of y'all look at it, but y'all don't open it all the way up? Huh? Y'all see y'all. How can you view somebody's stories on Instagram without them knowing? That's something I just need to know. Nobody gonna tell me? All right. Nobody know? Okay. All right. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. So, again, if you have been avoiding your credit report, this live is for you. Okay. I want y'all to be honest, right? I want y'all to be honest. Um, when is the last time you checked your credit report on purpose? Somebody tell me, when is the last time, if you are not in the glow up group, because if you're a glow gang, if you're part of the GG, the glow gang, you checking it once a week. But if you are not part of the glow up group, I want to ask you a question. When is the last time you checked your credit report on purpose? On purpose, y'all. What is it? Hmm? When's the last time you checked it on purpose? Now, a lot of us check it on purpose after we get denied for something, and we got to stop that shit. We wait until after the denial comes in, then we go ahead and check it. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to start checking it before. You're going to know what your credit looking like. How many people know that there's different FICO scores? Do y'all know it's different FICO scores, whether you're trying to get a house or get a car? So when you log onto one of your apps and you see it says, oh, my score is a 660, that may not be your FICO score. It's something called the FICO 8. That may not be your score when it comes to getting a car. How many of y'all have been to a car lot or went to a car dealership? I want to say car lot. How many of y'all went to a car dealership before and looked at your credit before you got there, only for them to pull your credit and hand you a printout and your credit is something totally different? It's happened to me. How many of y'all know? That's when I found out about the FICO 8. That's when I had to learn that's when I had to get brush up on, like, what you mean? No. How many of y'all that open up y'all credit karma, like, what you mean? No, my credit score is this. I don't know what that is. And they be like, no, this your credit score right here. Huh? Yeah. Yes. Can I save y'all a little embarrassment and a little time? Ask them what credit bureau they pulling from. Listen, every business, every car dealership, every place doesn't pull from the same credit bureau. Even when you are I found that out one time I was renting an apartment and I asked them, they were like, oh, well, we pulled your credit and it was such and such. The score was totally different. And I was like, that's not my credit score. Come to find out they were pulling from Experian. Well, I was looking at TransUnion. Right? What I found out is a lot of high end places they use Equifax or Experian. They don't fuck with TransUnion, but we'll get into that for another day. All right. So listen, y'all. Listen. If you have been scared to look, if you have been scared to look at your credit, drop me in the comments. This is a no judgment zone because we're gonna glow together. I just need to know who I'm working with before I continue. So if you have been scared to look at your credit, drop me in the comments so I know who I'm working with and how that's going. All right, that's what I needed to know. All right, y'all. So here's the deal. I'm gonna say this to say that credit. This is my Dr. Phil moment. Credit trauma is real. It is. Credit trauma is real. We have been shamed, misinformed, and sometimes straight up lied to. But your credit report, it is not a death sentence, it's a GPS. All right. So here's the deal. Your score is a destination. Let me tell you how is a GPS. Your score is a destination, your report is the map, and your habits are the fuel. All right. So listen, when you have to look at your credit report, I remember I had a credit client. I had a matter of fact, I was living in Cleveland, but I had met them when I lived out here in Texas before, right? Thank y'all. Mm-mm-mm. I met them when I lived out here in Texas. It was a husband and wife, a young husband and wife, and they found out. I think I had cleaned up her mom's credit, and so she hit me up, and she was like, "Oh, we definitely need our credit clean. I'm trying to get a new this, that, and the other. He trying to get something." And if we even got denied and blue, 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 right? And she was ready to make the first payment. And I said, hold up, wait, because technically it is illegal for me to work on your credit, right? Now I can give you a consultation. That's something different, but it's illegal for me to mail out letters and do all that stuff. Pay you to pay me before I mail out these letters. If I do not, you pay me for a consultation, that's something a little different. Okay. My credit repair specialist, listen to what I'm saying. However, I always do a consultation with my clients because everybody doesn't need credit repair. Some people just need a little help. Some people just need to understand their credit report. So, like I said, she was ready to run me the money because I had did wonders for her mother, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I need that. We need that bad." Opened up her credit report. Guess what? She did not need credit repair. She literally needed to call three of her creditors, and ask them and use a good faith letter or ask them to take off some of the late payments. That's it. That's all. Her husband had went through a period where he was had lost his job for 3 months, and they had kind of fell behind. So once I told her that, I said, "Hey, stink, stink. I said, I'm not going to charge you for credit repair. I don't want your money. She's like, what do you mean? I need it. I said, no, you don't. I said, this is what you need. I said, here's the deal. I said, I'm going to do it with you. I said, I'm going to make sure we're going to try it with you. I want you to, I said, I told her, I said, you can put me on hold. You can call me back. I said, call these people right now. And I'm going to tell you exactly what to say to them. I gave her a script. She called them. She said, I'm going to put you on hold. I was there. I was working on somebody else's credit. She put me on hold. She came back to the phone. She said, oh my God, they're going to take away two of the late payments. I said, call the other company. She called the other company and they told her that she had to send in a letter to a different department. She did it. Guess what? Her credit score went up damn near 800. Thank you. Thank you. Her credit score went up damn near 100 points. She didn't need credit repair. She just needed to understand the credit. So that's why I tell people we got to stop being scared to look at it. Open that shit up. Open that book up. Some of y'all credit reports are books, novels. Some of y'all shit is science fiction. It's so wild, right? But you got to be able to go ahead and look at it, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to pull your credit report for free. For free. I'm gonna show you how to put your credit report for free and what you're looking for when you do it. You ready? All right, let's get into it. First of all, you have to go to annualcreditreport.com. Everybody say it with me. Put it in the comments. Annualcreditreport.com. Make sure y'all going to the right one and not listen. Don't Google it. I want you to type it in because if you Google annualcreditreport.com, all kind of other sites and foolishness and fuckery gonna pop up. And I don't want none of y'all to be in a situation to where you done landed on a site and they talking about for $39.95 a day. No, we're not doing that. Annual, so type in annualcreditreport.com. You're going to get all three reports, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. They are going to ask you questions to identify who you are as far as like where's your last addresses and all that stuff. So make sure you enter that information correctly because if you don't enter the information correctly, the identifying information, they're going to say, nah, we can't give it to you online. You either got to send us your driver's license and we'll mail it to you, or you got to go ahead and you got to some other steps you got to go through, but we're not gonna send this to you directly over on the good on God's green internet. All right. So here's the deal. First thing you're gonna do is you are going to start with the name and addresses. Names and addresses, right? If they're wrong, that's a flag. Remember, I told you you need three highlighters in your life. I don't like to use red because we already looking at some wild shit. So I have purple, yellow, and orange. I have my purple, yellow, and orange, right? So, or whatever colors you use. So, boom. So, when I'm looking at y'all credit reports or I'm going over credit reports, what I do is listen, we're going to look at these doggone addresses. What did I tell y'all? I tell y'all this all the time. Before we start disputing anything, you are going to delete. You're going to remove all your old addresses, all your aliases. You up here using your mama's maiden name on shit. Okay, you've been married two, three times. Your last name is Johnson, Scott, and Bonner. You're going to get rid of all that shit. You're going to use your current address and you're going to use whatever your real, whatever name you're going by today. So before we get to disputing anything, you're going to remove these addresses, okay? And all these past jobs. Then you're going to check your inquiries, right? Who pulled your credit and did you approve it? We're going to check that. You can remove those as well. When you are going through the credit cleanup process or dispute process, don't apply for nothing new. I don't give a damn if your credit score jump 140 points. Do not apply for nothing new while you're still going through the process. You're only going to hurt yourself. Stop. That's how y'all know y'all ain't got no self-control, right? And then after we check the addresses, the name and addresses, the jobs, and we check who pulled our credit, we're going to go line by line and we're going to look to see are the balances accurate. Okay, that's when you get my glow up kit. I give you a credit audit worksheet. I make it easy for you. I say, here, list the name of the account, list the account number. What do it say on TransUnion? What do it say on Equifax? What do it say on Experian for the balance? If you write that amount in and they all different, boom, we got a reason for it to be deleted. We have a dispute, ladies and gentlemen. We ain't got to go no further. If all of those different amounts, we gonna dispute all of them because how all of them crazy. Boom, we got a dispute. Then you're going to go through and see are the balances, right? He said, I just checked my email. Thank you. I'm behind. I'm printing the worksheets at work now so I can catch up. No problem. Perfectly, Reese. Right. Then we're going to look at are the accounts you don't recognize? Are there any accounts? So we're going to look for the balances. You're going to look for also the closing dates on these accounts. If there's any discrepancies with the closing dates, with the opening dates, right? This is information that has to be correct under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, or it is harming you. They're doing you a disservice. They are denying you credit because of their inaccuracies, and you can dispute it and have it removed, right? Are these accounts that you don't recognize? Now I'm sad to say that if you know you had Spectrum, if you know you had Cox Cable, if you know you had Charter, you still got them people's box. Stop playing. Stop putting these dispute letters out saying you don't know what none of this shit is. But if there's an account, a lot of times credit collection companies will buy accounts that have been more than 7 years old, right? These accounts are more than 10 years old, and they'll buy the account and put it back on your credit as if it's a new collections account. No ham, no Sam, no ma'am. I don't recognize it. You know why? Because I ain't had this in a long. This ain't me. I don't know what you're talking about. I never opened up nothing with Midland Credit Services. This is account old as shit. I don't recognize it and I want it done. Also, are the late payments really late? I don't know. Some of y'all like to pay y'all shit on the third. Some of y'all like to pay y'all shit on the third. The bill be due on the third. Rent due on the first. You pay it on the third. Some of y'all like to pay y'all bills first. Now I ain't gonna tell y'all that because y'all are already in the bind because of late credit. It's a way to play with certain shit. You just gotta know when your creditors report to the to the to the bureaus. You got to know it's a way to play with that shit. If you got a car loan through a major bank, it's a way to finagle that shit. You just got to know when they report. Okay, look, okay. But anyway, I'm not gonna teach y'all that right now because we are trying to get on the right path. Okay, all right. Now that's that other shit I do. Anyway, so you need to know, are your late payments really late, right? So here's the deal. You can't heal what you can't face. So we're gonna pull it together, and we're gonna pull it together literally. All right. So let's talk about it. So one of the things that I have is called a credit audit worksheet. All right. It's a credit audit worksheet, and this is on the DIY Credit Glow Kit. All right. So this is the same worksheet that I use with my private clients. Okay. You highlight what's hurting your score, you note which accounts to dispute, and you build your plan of action. All right. This is a credit audit worksheet that I've created in the DIY Glow Up Credit Glow Up Kit. I always ask this question. And if you know how much a kit costs, shut up. For all the people who don't know how much a kit costs, how much you think it is? For all the people who don't know what it do, how much you think it is? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. No, it's not $99. It's literally 27 bucks. It's $27. My credit, my do-it-yourself credit glow up kit is 27 bucks. Send me a message if you want the link. It's $27. 27 bucks. No, Miss Paula, it's $27. It's right there on the screen, Miss Paula. It's 27 bucks. Now, we also have, so I'm gonna tell about the other stuff, but no, the do-it-yourself kit with the trackers and the letters and the step-by-step instructions and the videos, 27 bucks. All right. So, in the same kit, I'm going to give you a credit score breakdown cheat sheet, right? I'm going to give you a monthly glow tracker. And remember, these are blank templates. You can go ahead. Now, you don't just use this for the 30 days. You're going to go ahead and make copies for the rest of the year or for a whole year. I give you dispute letters that you can edit right on your thing. They're doctor. I got PDFs and I got it in Word doc. And you can edit the dispute letters. All you got to do is plug your name, plug your address in, and plug in your account information, right? And then I give you a 90-day action plan template. Like, what's your action plan for 90 days? This is the same stuff that I use with my private clients. The only difference is you watching the videos and you doing it yourself instead of me doing it for you. All right. So here's to talk about. So let me tell you what happens after you pull your report, right? When you pull your report, one of three things will happen, right? Number one, either you will feel empowered, like, okay, I can do this. Number two, you're gonna feel overwhelmed, like, bitch, I know you lying, but that's okay, because that means you ready to heal. If you pull your report and that shit keep printing out and you like, I know you fucking lying. I had that happen one year. Baby, I pulled my report and that shit kept going and going and going. I was at work looking around like, damn, I've been over here a long time. Well, maybe I hit the thing twice. Did not. That shit was going and going and going and going. It was like 42 fucking pages. I know you lying. Or you're gonna pull your report and you'll avoid it again. You'll pull your report, that stack of paper come out, that old hot paper will come out, and you're gonna say, not this time. And you're gonna say not at this time, but because you got a plan. Like, listen, you say, hey, what's up, y'all? You said yours was 87 pages, Shay Law, you going to jail. Okay, you're going to jail. Your shit 87 pages. Oh, bitch, you're getting locked up. Listen, this do-it-yourself. Thank you. Listen, this do-it-yourself kit isn't just paper. It is a strategy, right? It's guidance. It's a glow up you didn't know you needed. All right. Yes, you're going to jail. So listen, before I go ahead and close that, I want to say this. Listen, I'm gonna say this to say that. And I do credit repair. Before I go any further, let's say this to say that. Yes, y'all know me as Coach Misty with the where's my bay and the do. But before I was doing any of that, bitch, I've been doing credit repair. I do taxes, I do credit repair. Okay. Taxes and credit repair. I do. I've been doing that for over 10 years. Okay. I started doing credit repair in 2009 and ain't never looked back. All right. So I've been helping the girlies out. I've been doing what I do. Right. And so as a owner of a credit repair company, as an owner of CME Biz, I'm going to say this. You do not need to hire a credit repair company first. You do not need to sign up with me for 297 first. You need clarity. And the $27, listen, you do not need to sign up for me for 297. Now I'm gonna give you the link if you want it. You don't need to do that. You don't need to sign up for me to do a sweep on your credit. You need clarity. And for $27, the do-it-yourself glow up kit gives you just that and it gives it to you instantly. All right. So if you want to go ahead and get that, go ahead and text the word glow to that number, take a screenshot, right? You grab it now for just $27. It's the same tools that I use when my clients spend $297 for me per month. And that's going to be yours today. All right. Because I'm gonna say this to say that, hey friend, no, you gotta text it to that number. She talking about glow. Hey girl, no, text it to that number, take a screenshot and send me a text. I can send you the links to sign up, right? I want you to know this. The credit fear ends when knowledge begins. Okay. I'm saying it again. Credit fear ends when knowledge begins. Your report isn't your enemy, it's your glow map. So we're going to go ahead and fix it. Okay. All right. What credit questions do y'all have? What credit questions do you have? Yes, no, maybe so. What credit questions do y'all have? Anybody? Anybody got a credit question? Hmm. What's going on, T babes? Ask your question? Or you can join my live. You said, what if my information has been compromised? If your information, what you mean somebody stole your identity? All right, let's talk about this question. You said, what if my information has been compromised? Are you talking about you got a thing that saying your passwords was on the dark web or what? Because then you need to get two-factor authentication, and I can show you how to do that. So if your information has been compromised, you need to change your password. Stop using the same password for every goddamn thing. You can also do a credit freeze. You can freeze your credit if you have the Experian app and all this stuff. There's ways to you can freeze your credit if your information has been compromised. Now, if you know somebody has stole your identity, then you need to go ahead and file a police report, and then we also need to file another report to say that your identity has been stolen. What do you do if bankruptcy now, and then you have 2 years left? If you have bankrupt, you say, what if you in bankruptcy now? If you got, I did bankruptcy in 2011, and it was in 2012 is when I'm gonna answer that thing about repos in a minute. If you got bankruptcy now, you just need to start rebuilding your credit. That bankruptcy really doesn't have that much of an effect on you. It's no sense of trying to get the bankruptcy removed or anything like that. It's gonna come off in 2 years. You done already did 5. So stick with it. Make sure you got some positive trade lines on there, Val. All right, T Babe says, as far as repos, what's your advice to effectively remove it? Well, I would dispute it. So if I was doing your credit and you had a repo, I'm going to dispute it. How first how 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 recent is the repo? That's the question. Um, It all depends. Trying to get there says what credit score do you need to be able to buy a house? It all depends. What I would do if I was you, I done seen people get a house with a 680. I done seen people get a house with lows of 620. It all depends on where you're trying to buy a house at, what program you're going through. If I were you, I would go talk to a loan officer, or I would go to my local credit union or bank and see if they have a first time home buyers program, so you can get more information on that. As far as you talking about this repo, hold on, let me see it. Say I'll get you in a minute. Let me see if you put in the things how recent it was. Like within the last year, or I'll dispute that shit. Period. Your identity was stolen. Oh, friend, you need to go ahead and file a police report. And there's paperwork that we can sign if your identity was stolen. I can't tell you all my secrets. So, spiritual Barbie, if your identity was stolen, I'm gonna be honest with you, the $27 kit is not for you. You need somebody to go ahead and work with you one on one. Listen, you need somebody to work with you one on one. Like if I was like if you was coming to me, I wouldn't tell you to buy the $27 kit because there's some other steps that we're going to do. And what I would do is do a whole credit sweep on yours because your identity was stolen, meaning we gonna knock out. So when from the point you know your identity was stolen, we gonna knock everything off of there at one time. And there's different forms that we have to fill out. And that is not in my $27 DIY credit glow kit because that is a specific problem. All right. So if you want to text the word glow to me and say, hey, this is me, and I can tell you how we can move further with that. You said to delete an old address, I have to go to three credit bureaus or just go to CFBP. I would go ahead. So what I do is I'm old school with it. To delete the addresses, you're going to send off three letters. You're going to send off three letters to each of the credit bureaus and you say, hey, all of these addresses need to be deleted. You can't go online and do the electronic deletion if you want to, but I like to send letters. I like to have a paper trail. So, Candy, what you would do if you get my program or if I was you, what I've done in the past for my clients and for myself, I send a letter and just say, hey, go take your asses to the post office. You got 2 years left to pay on your bankruptcy. Oh, you got a chapter. You don't have a chapter 7. You got a chapter 13. Val, keep paying on this shit. Okay. For you, Candy, y'all need to go to the post office and get y'all the certified mail thing. Sometimes y'all can go to USPS.com and uh uh order supplies to your house. Get y'all a pack of damn envelopes and get y'all a pack of certified mail slips and get to getting and get to fucking getting. Okay? And get to getting. Oh, I would dispute that repo within the last year. You got it. Even if it has a balance. What the fuck you mean? I'm disputing everything. It don't matter if it got a balance or not. If it was, of course, it got a balance. This is a repo. Duh. I'm gonna dispute all that. Like I'm disputing that shit. How you think the girl had? Listen, before I changed my mindset about money, I had three fucking repos on my record. I had three repos on my credit between. I want to say I done had three repos on my credit between 2007 and the latest one would be 2017. I had three repos on my shit between 2007 and 2017. Hell, and I was able to I got another car in 2020. And then, well, I mean, like getting a loan for a car. I had been buying cash cars. I got a car in 2020. And then I got my Mercedes. And when I get that Mercedes, y'all, was it 22? When I get that goddamn Mercedes, I got my Mercedes, I want to say January of 23. I got my Mercedes January 23 and I only put $100 down. And then I got my Porsche 6 months later and I put no money down. And them repos ain't falling fuck off. I got them off. All right. You said, what about a high limit charge off carbon every federal? Is there any hope to have that removed? So here's the deal. I don't give a fuck what it is. Right. And first of all, for the high charge off card with Navy Federal, is two ways to get that removed. Now, you getting removed by yourself, you have more luck if they give it to a collection agency, right? I'm removing it. I'm gonna do something a little different. I can't tell you what I do, but I'm gonna do a sweep on that. We're gonna do something a little different on that, right? But you can. It's two ways. So if it went to a collection agency, you have a higher chance of getting it removed, because it's no longer with the original creditor. Because all Navy Federal Credit gonna do is gonna send in the paperwork. If you dispute, boo 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 boo, unless they truly made a mistake or they're going to update your account, they're going to update the account, and then boom, now it's updated on your credit report. So Mm-mm. But once it go to a collection agency, that's something different. All right. All right. Who else? What other questions y'all have? You says, uh, you said so many people been telling me such crazy things. You welcome, Candy. All right. You said I was about to ask you, they have to be certified. Yeah, the letters got to be certified. Absolutely. How long does a bankruptcy stay on your credit? Can you dispute that and have it removed? So a bankruptcy, a chapter 7 stays on your credit for 7 years. It has to be an error. I'm gonna say this to say that. Now there was an error on mine. I got mine removed. I got mine removed. I didn't try to. I wasn't even trying to remove it. I got mine removed. My bankruptcy removed. Yeah, but it has to be an error. Okay. So again, you can try. So if you have bankruptcies and stuff like that, so let me be honest with y'all. If you got a bankruptcy, or you trying to, if you have a bankruptcy, you might want to look at the program where I do it for you, which is 297, and I dispute up to 5 things, the top 5 things that are affecting your credit. And then I'm still going to give you the DIY kit, and you can go ahead and move forward from there. But if you got like repos, rent, apartments and shit like that, get that $27 kit and handle it. All right. Okay. Uh, you got a chapter 13. You still paying on it? I disputed my voluntary repo. They lowered the balance and sold the vehicle. What can I do? So if you disputed it, do you have to pay collection letters? What you mean? Do I have the to pay collection letters? What do you mean? I got all the letters. D Rogue, what was yours again? Hold on. D Rogue, what did you have going on? I'm going back through my things. I can tell you what I think you should do. Oh shit. If you have your identity stolen, you need to book with me and let me do it. Um, if you got a longer bankruptcy, you got a chapter 13, you've been paying on that shit. Um, you said Zero, tell me what it is that you have going on, and I'll tell you whether or not to get the kit. You said I disputed my voluntary repo. They lowered the balance and sold the vehicle. What can I do? Nothing, because if you disputed it, so you disputed it, and it came back verified. They lowered the balance and sold the vehicle. So now you owe it. The only thing you can do now is a credit sweep. Um, tell me if it's still with Navy Federal. You need to look at your credit report. If it's still with Navy Federal, then you will need like a credit sweep. If it went to a collection agency, get the $27 one. But look at your credit report first. You said no, it's closed and you want to get it removed. Yeah, we can get that removed, but you would need to go ahead and sign up with me to do that. You're not gonna get that form in the $27 one. You said, can we go back for a second? Where do you pull your credit reports from? Yes, annualcreditreport.com. Do not Google it. Do not Google it. I want you to type it into annualcreditreport.com, because if you Google it, there's gonna be all kind of other shit that pop up, and I don't want y'all going to the wrong site, okay, or letting somebody charge y'all. Um, you said the third party collection call letters. Do we have to pay them? No. What we're going to do is we're going to dispute all of them. If your shit is now with a third party, we're going to dispute everything. We don't never listen. When I talked about this yesterday, so there's videos on my YouTube. I'm Coach Misty, where I explained this yesterday. If you have things with a collection agency or third party, we are not paying. We ain't talking to them motherfuckers. We're not paying them or nothing. We're going to dispute it. We're going to dispute it with the credit agency, and then there's a separate letter we're going to send them to make them verify. They're going to show you your wet signature. You need to show me my application where I signed for this card or whatever the fuck it is. I need to see it. 9 times out of 10, they don't have that paperwork because they just bought the file from the company. They didn't buy the complete file, and it's really good with medical records too. So then we're going to send a letter to the credit bureaus saying, hey, you need to verify this, it's wrong, do, you need to remove this. If it comes back verified, we're gonna send another letter and say, how did you verify it? How did y'all verify this? I want to see the information y'all had. And if they can't supply this information within 4 weeks or 30 days, you're gonna take this off my credit report. How was it verified? Why? Because they went and updated it. No ham, no sam, no ma'am. And who verified it? So it's different levels to this shit, y'all. It's different rounds of credit repair, right? So, like I tell people, if you buy the kit, like I said, but even with the third party collection, you can go ahead and use the letters that's in the $27 kit and send them off. Now, if you buy the $27 kit and some things don't get it, and you follow what you're supposed to do, because all you gotta do is a plug and play kit. All you gotta do is put your information in, put your accounts in. The letters are already written out for you. I even give you reasons. If you need to plug different reasons in, I give you a list of reasons to plug in. Right. So what you need to do is if they don't come back, if they come back and say, oh, for whatever reason something has been validated, there's another letter. It's a round two letter that say, how did you validate it? I'm gonna give you that letter as well. Now, if I'm saying this to you and you like, yo, I really need my credit together and I really want to change, my mindset about money, but it seemed like a lot, then hey, text me and say, Coach, I need you to do it. I need you to fix it. I got Afterpay, we got Klarna, whatever. Just tell me, hey, I need you to fix it for me, and that's fine. All right. You said I have, hold on, let me read it. I have chapter 7 in the last 3 years, and my credit report is long as fuck. Should I be doing a sweep? Yes, Jay, you need a whole fucking sweep. A credit sweep, what is that? A credit sweep is under certain special circumstances, under special circumstances, special circumstances defined by the credit bureaus, you can have all of your shit wiped out at one time. Normally, with a standard credit repair, you're going to dispute no more than 5 items every 30 days because you don't want it to look like it's fraud, right? But with a credit sweep, there are special circumstances that you can have the whole thing swept. You can list all your accounts and say, boom, I want all this shit out of here because this happened. Now, I don't suggest you try that shit yourself. If you don't know nothing about it, you might want to go ahead and get with somebody who do. This is me blinking on camera. All right, that's a credit sweep. All right, you said, so someone said I had a voluntary repo on my vehicle and the balance on my credit card. What can I do with that? A voluntary repo, so we can dispute all of it. That's it, that's all. Listen, y'all, everything can be disputed. Everything. Everything can be disputed. If the date is late, listen, everything can be disputed. That's it, that's all. I don't care if it's a high balance credit card, and I don't care whatever it is, a repo, whatever it is, it can all be disputed. It could be an apartment, it can be disputed, right? Student loans can be disputed under special circumstances, or you need to go ahead and just try to have those, depending on what school you went to, you try to have those removed. I mean, those canceled. I also have a student loan guide as well when it comes to your credit report. Veronica, send me, hold on, Veronica, let me put my phone number up here. If you're interested in the credit sweep, there go my phone number. It should have changed on the screen. Text me. So y'all, if y'all watch me on Facebook or YouTube and you're interested in the credit sweep, I charge per bureau. Go ahead and text me right there. If the school is closed, yeah, you can have it canceled. So I will do a thing on that later on down the line. But I have a guide on student loans, and it's certain ways you can work that on your credit. Okay, so that guide is part of my $27 DIY glow up kit. Remember, if regardless if you buy the kit or you actually want me to do it for you, I'm still going to give you the kit. So if you buy the kit, of course you get it. Thank you. If you want me to do it for you, then you're still going to get the kit, because guess what? After I do the first round of letters, after I dispute the first 4 to 5 things, you know what I'm gonna say to you? I'm like, hey girl, hey, because I've already created a credit plan for you. I'm gonna say, hey, bookie boo. I'm gonna say, listen, this is what we did, right? I just gave you all the letters. You know what to do. Do you want to continue this yourself, or do you want me to work it out? You want me to keep working for you? You're gonna say, oh, Coach Misty, I got it. Thank you so much. Thank you for my plan that you done laid out for me. I'm gonna go ahead and send the letters because you showed me how to send the letters myself. And I'm gonna say, girl, you welcome, or sir, you welcome. And I'm gonna go ahead and get off your phone. If you say, no, I like what you're doing, I ain't got time for all that, then you're gonna pay another $297 for the second month. And I will tell you ahead of time, if you do standard credit repair, depending on everything that's on your credit, you're going to have at least two, no more than 3 rounds, right? You either have 1 round, 2 or 3 rounds, which means that would be 1 to 3 months. Right, it shouldn't take no 6 fucking months for no credit shit. If you do a credit sweep, that's totally different. A credit sweep, that's 21 days, but it's $297 per bureau if you do a credit sweep. Any other questions? All right. If you don't have any other questions, like I said, take a screenshot. It's been real. We'll be back to tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow with some new credit, a new credit class for you guys. Make sure you guys text Glow. I will send you the links to all three things if that's what you want to do. You can choose and go ahead and sign up today. If you are watching me on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and text Glow to that number below, and I'll send you the links and the information as well. If you are subscribed to my email list on thisiscme.com, I'm going to send up a follow up email, and I will send the recordings for the last 3 days, the last 3 days of class on YouTube. I'll send a recording, right? And those are free. All right. So before we go, last call for you know what. Anybody else have any questions dealing about credit? If not, I will see y'all back here around the same time tomorrow. You are more than welcome. About 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have your credit questions available then. In the meantime, between time, please go to annualcreditreport.com. You are more than welcome. Thank you. Please go to annualcreditreport.com and pull your credit reports. Because of all the breaches, you are more than welcome. But because of all the data breaches, you can now get a full credit report. You can update your credit report every week. You can get your credit report from all three bureaus every week for free. So y'all, if y'all don't do nothing else, please go sign up for that. Hey, Facebook, YouTube has been amazing. Check me out. Text the word glow to